Oh, hello there. I didn't hear you come in. Hello, Skittles is Cool here, and Merry Christmas to you all. Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Birthday Jesus, etc, etc, etc. I hope you've all had a very Merry Christmas, and I wish you all the best for 2014. And since it's the end of the year, I thought I might do something a bit special to celebrate the end of the year. And you're probably all wondering, "Ooh, and what is this video about?" And to which I reply, look at the title of the video. I mean, it's right, literally right there. Like, what's wrong with you people? So that's right, ever since I got a PS3, I've been playing a lot more mainstream games recently, so I thought it would be a good idea to do a top 10 list of games I've played in 2013. And I've only got 3 rules here that I'm going to put up in this top 10. First one, this list is not restricted to games I've Let's Played, and nor is it restricted to games that have come out this year, and also 1 game per franchise. So without further ado, let's get on with my top 10 list. Starting the list off at number 10 is PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. Yes, you probably all saw this coming, but goddamn, I love this game for all it's worth. When this game came out, there was hate for it everywhere. Yes, it is more or less a clone of Super Smash Bros., but is that necessarily a bad thing, guys? Me and my cousin used to play the shit out of Super Smash Bros., so when I heard about a Super Smash Bros. Clone with PlayStation characters, I was all over that shit like flies on a cowpat. And besides, can you really stay mad at a game where Kratos can beat the ever-living shit out of Isaac Clarke with nothing but a fish? Yeah, that's what I thought. Coming in at number 9 is Guacamelee. This certainly has to be one of the strangest games I've played this year. Is it unique? Certainly. Original? You bet your sweet grandmother's behind it is. Guacamelee is a Metroidvania beat-em-up action platformer thingy where you play as a luchador. No fucking joke. The controls are tight and responsive, the combat is very fun, and the platforming is very well done. And the best part about the platforming is that you can use your vast array of wrestling moves to help you in the platforming puzzles. Now that is pretty fucking cool. That and the game is also pretty damn funny. There's enough memes and pop culture references to fill everyone's tastes. And it's all around just general good fun. And besides, you play as a luchador. A motherfucking luchador! How can you say no to a game like that? Coming in at number 8 is God of War Ascension. Now some of you might be quick to say that God of War Ascension is just like God of War 3 but with not much else added in, and I can sort of see where people are coming from there. But the best part I liked about God of War Ascension is that it had a brighter colour palette than God of War 3, and Kratos actually has some fucking character this time around, as opposed to last time where he was just a raging ball of death. And with the slight graphics bump, the franchise has looked even more beautiful than ever. Sony Santa Monica have pushed the bar on themselves yet again. That, and there's multiplayer now, so now you can beat the shit out of all your friends. What's not to love? Coming in at number 7 is Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. Since it's been almost 8 years since the last Sly Cooper game, Sucker Punch have sort of moved on, given the franchise to Sanzaru, and they've made a completely new Sly Cooper game, which in today's current trend of gaming is a breath of fresh air. Now, while I was really skeptical of the developer switch, Sanzaru have actually done a very good job of recreating the franchise. Sanzaru did a good job of leaving the old stuff in, but they've added just a bit more new stuff to leave their own impact on the franchise. And while it's not as good as Sly 3, it's certainly a worthy sequel to the franchise. If you're skeptical about this game like I was, then don't. The game is quite good. Coming in at number 6 is DMC Devil May Cry. Now, I've never been interested in the Devil May Cry franchise before, so when everyone was saying that the new protagonist looked like shit on cheese pancakes, I was quite interested to see what the actual game was about. And what I got? Oh, it was certainly a good surprise, let me tell you. The game's level design is very nice, the combat is intricate, allowing for multiple combos to be pulled off as well, and the soundtrack, which mainly consists of dubstep and metal, actually fits fairly well into the game's setting, which is slaughtering demons with a massive big fuck-off sword. Now, I've seen people flack off this game just because the protagonist looks different. Guys, it's still the same Dante, they just gave him a haircut and character development. And for someone who's never been interested in the franchise before, this left a pretty good first impressions on me. Coming in at number 5 is Journey. Now, I've already said what I needed to say about this game in my Let's Play of Journey, so if you want to see the whole thing, then just go look at that. The game looks and plays absolutely stunning, and everything else from the music to sound design was just spot on. You really do feel lost, alone in this massive big world with no help from anyone, and when you're playing online and you lose a friend, you really do feel lost, alone, and empty inside. And the way how the game manages to handle a story with no words is also a really nice touch. The only real bad thing I can say about the game is that it doesn't have much replay value. Once you've already finished the main story, there's not much else to do apart from collect all the achievements and trophies. But everything else, this game is just absolutely beautiful. Coming in at number 4 is Beyond Two Souls. Now, I understand this might be a bit of a controversial choice for some of you, but to be honest guys, I actually quite like this game. As soon as I started the game up, I was hooked from the first second. The story is very emotionally gripping for me, and spoiler alert, when one of the main characters died at the end, I actually really feel sad. And I think I almost cried as well. And you can control a ghost. How fucking cool is that? Yes, Aiden's powers may be limited in some areas, but for what they are, they're pretty damn cool. And besides, how many games can claim where you can control a ghost? That and the famous Hollywood actors Ellen Page and Willem Dafoe star in this game as major characters, and their performances in the game are absolutely brilliant and I loved them. I understand some of you might want to raise your torches and pitchforks at this one, but hey guys, I liked it. Everyone's different, so what? And now we're on to the top 3. These 3 games are the 3 games that I played and loved the most this year. And starting off at number 3 is Pokemon X and Y. Now first off, let me give you a bit of backstory. When I started playing Pokemon Black and White, I just didn't really like it. Nothing in the game was new, and the new stuff that they did add I just had no interest in, and I eventually lost hope in the series. So when I heard about a brand new Pokemon game, my first thought was,
they better fucking innovate this time, otherwise I'm just not gonna bother.
But when I heard about all the new stuff that this game had, oh boy, I got hyped. The game has added a metric ton of content into the franchise. The game is in full 3D, the Mega Evolutions are really cool, the internet actually fucking works now, and probably the best feature they added, the ability to customize your own trainer. Pokemon X and Y have done a brilliant job of rehashing the franchise, and that got me back into the Pokemon fandom again. That's worth something, eh? Coming in at number 2 is The Last of Us. As soon as I heard about Naughty Dog's new game, oh boy, I was hyped from the first time I heard about it. The scenery looks fucking beautiful, everything is well characterized, the story is emotionally gripping, the survival actually feels like proper survival, and I'm not even ashamed to admit that I even cried almost at one point. And those clickers, oh, those clickers, they are horrifying, and I love it. Everything the game does, I just absolutely love. Naughty Dog did a good job of leaving one of the best exclusives to the end of the PlayStation 3's lifespan. But you're probably all wondering, but wait Skittles, if you love this game so much, then why did you put this game at number 2 instead of number 1? Well, to be honest, I was planning to have this game at number 1, but there was just one other game that prevented me from doing so. And that game is, ladies and gentlemen, my number 1 game of 2013 is Dust: An Elysian Tale. If you've never heard of this game before, allow me to enlighten your uneducated minds. Dust: An Elysian Tale is a Metroidvania game with a combat engine very similar to Guacamelee, funnily enough, and it is probably the smoothest Metroidvania game I have ever played. And the combat, oh, the combat! It's just so wonderful. The combat is very tight and responsive. You never feel like you accidentally did something that you weren't meant to do. It's probably one of the best Metroidvania games I've ever played. Now you're probably all wondering why I like this game more than The Last of Us. Well, it's because of one simple fact. This game was made by just one guy, and it took him a grand total of 4 years to make. And guys, just look at it! Look at the beautiful scenery, look at the visuals, look at the fluent animation, look at how adorable Fidget looks! The Last of Us was made by an entire studio consisting of hundreds of people. This game was just made by one guy, and the depth and quality is just astounding. And for an indie game, you certainly get your bloody money's worth. Most indie games nowadays only have about 2 to 3 hours of content, but this game has over 20 hours of content cram-packed into it. And for a $15 game, that's pretty damn good. And for a game with so much depth and quality, it's absolutely astounding that this was made by just one guy. It's the best indie game I've ever played, it's the best action platformer I've ever played, and I'd even go so far as to say as it's the best game I've ever played overall. This is the closest thing to a 10 out of 10 game I think I've ever played. If you haven't played this game yet, then what are you doing? Quit the video, open Steam and buy this game now, goddammit!
So there you go, folks. My top 10 list of all the games I've played in 2013, and I actually do want to see some of your favourite games you've played this year, so feel free to leave that as a comment as well. I'm actually quite interested. So yeah, also, this is the first top 10 list I've sort of ever done. If you want to see more like top 10 lists like these, I actually do have quite a few planned out. Then again, leave in the comments if you want to see more stuff like this, because I'm actually kind of interested in doing stuff like this. It's sort of been my dream to do like top 10 lists and reviews and such. But anyway, yes, my name's Skittles is Cool. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you all, and I'll see you next time.